Hi guys, Captain today we're gonna do a movie review of a movie I watched, which is named here. Ready Player One. Directed by Steven Spielberg. Hope you enjoy. It's, I forgot to mention, it's gonna be a three-parter review. This is the first part, and then it's gonna come out the second next time tomorrow, or maybe someday else. And then we're gonna do the third part of the review, because this movie is quite long, in my opinion, and it has a lot of references and stuff that I need to cover, and a lot of stuff to cover in the story, and it cannot be covered in one video, so I decided to do 3 videos instead of 1. Anyway, we begin with the first part of the story, where we have our main protagonist, my good sir, Percival, who lives in the slums of United States in, I don't remember which area it was, but
Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for that one, my co-pilot, thank you. Anyway, though, he lives with his aunt because his parents died 3 or 4 years after that. Or after everything went to shit in the world of our world in the future. Mm-hmm. The year is 2045.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that one in my first try. Yay, awesome. Anyway, he goes to the virtual world to escape reality's burdens. That everyone does. Mm-hmm. But in the movie's fun parts, it's kind of funny, he explains about the game world, about the Oasis, which is basically like Oculus Rift. And we have the main 2 seconds. Perfect. We have the main bad guy, which is played by Krennic. We should call him, what is his name? I go to Sorrento. Just call him Krennic, it's fine. It's much easier. It's Krennic from Rogue One, anyway. It's much easier. It's Krennic from Rogue One, so I will call him that from that. It's hard to pronounce a name that I have not learned to pronounce right now, so yeah. Yeah, the guy's name is a bit hard to pronounce, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So I will call him Krennic from now on then. So, General or Company Director Krennic has control over the Oasis. And every player, after many years after the main creator has created the game, had left clues over the universe, or in the game universe, of 3 keys. 3 magical keys. The red one, a blue one, and a green one. Which I don't remember their exact fantasy names in the story. But it's Mr. Hammond. The creator, a friend, of course.
The creator is Holiday.
Holiday. Happy Holiday, yeah. That's gonna be easy to remember. A happy holiday. Yay. That's awesome. That's a positive name. Anyway, though, hope you enjoy the video. But the thing is, he announces to the world, I died many years, but if you hear this message, I'm already dead. Yeah, he basically sent a message into the future, which is basically because he was from the future, technically. Anyway, he likes 80s, and he likes a lot of other games. He has played a lot of other games. He's basically like the angry video game nerd, except if he was a guy that was like a librarian that would record every game and enjoy games. He basically didn't like rules, and I can understand. It's fun to have games without a bit of rule, but rules are substantial for structure in a game, of course. And we have also the evil corporation that I forgot to mention. That kind of acts like EA's personal future. I'm serious. They want to have ads everywhere. That's the plot, by the way, in the movie. They want to have ads everywhere if they want to take over. So, wait, they have already the corporation, yeah. But they will not have ownership until the main creator said, time for doing the Easter egg hunt, basically. And he also mentions that if they find the Easter egg thing, which is in the movie, so if I'm jumping around in this review, it's because I'm trying to remember a lot of those things. I watched it after 3 days, but it's kind of hard when you're sleeping and trying to remember in your dreams. Anyway, though, he says, "Find my mystery egg, my challengers of this universe of Oasis. Time for the adventure!" Yeah. And I also like Hemingway's character, the wizard. The old, wise wizard. Pretty cool. He looks like Gandalf or some cool character, you know? And... what? Anorak. The wizard Anorak, I forgot to mention. Anyway, though, the keys fly away everywhere, hiding, and he says, "Find it inside of my mind." Or find it inside of this game's mind. And no one has succeeded since he sent that message many years ago. Or a couple of 5 or 6 seconds, you could say. But no one has been 5 years. Yeah, after 5 years. So, I forgot to mention that. Perfect. Anyway, though, no one has become the leader of the leaderboard. Until this day, where our main protagonist goes back to... he talks about the game's mechanic, you can become what you want, anime, cartoon. That's cool. And we also see some references to... what was it? Ninja Turtles, I think they was, maybe? Chucky, we see a reference to Chucky. That terrifying toy. And we also see some references to Tracer from Overwatch. We see a lot of references. Oh,
Back to Future.
Back to the Future with the car, yeah, cool car. Akira bike, that's a cool bike. That's coming later in the review. But, what was it more? Yeah, what was it? Doom Marines. The Doom Marine series armor, worn by our main protagonist, boyfriend's, he lives with his aunt, I forgot to mention. Alice. He lives with his aunt Alice that has a douche boyfriend every week. I'm serious. The guy was so douchey that I actually standed with the protagonist. Deport him to the cops, please. But she didn't want to listen. She pushed him in the room. That's just a great idea. Oh, he also knows a neighbor, an old neighbor lady, I think it was. And for some reason, he tags, always the main protagonist, tags his rope on his house for some weird reason. With a chain? I don't understand why, but... Anyway, he goes into the Oasis, he enjoys a lot of stuff, and he talks about his best friends. Shito, or what was his best friends again? I forgot the names.
Best friend H.
H, the guy that is the mechanic that can repair anything pretty quickly. That also has the Iron Giant outfit, or the Iron Giant robot. Cool. And they basically sprinkle you with any 90s, 80s, 70s game references. I'm serious, even modern ones. Pretty funny with the holy hand grenade. I needed to mention that one. He's like, "Oh, I'm just buying that. I'm just grabbing the holy hand grenade." To be fair, I enjoy the holy hand grenade reference. To be fair, I watched Mighty Python, actually. I did watch a bit. Not the fully one. But at least the part with the grenade. Anyway, though, he gets famous for basically, figuring out the clue. But first he participates in the race. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I'm jumping around in the review, right? It's not easy to explain. But anyway, he participates in the race, and his friend says, "Oh, the Sixes are coming." Which is basically the corporation that is asshole. And everyone is not named names, they have only numbers. Yeah, pretty subtle to go Big Brother here, huh? Pretty subtle. Not. Anyway, though, they fight in the... they basically do the race, and our main protagonist almost gets there if he doesn't get stopped by King Kong, and King Kong like, "Rah! You will not pass, you bastard." And he stops before his Back to the Future car gets destroyed. And he also meets a girl, which he has actually tried to get connections, and actually they have still Twitter. Artemis. Which is actually an hunter goddess, I think it was. And our main protagonist is named, in his avatar, is named after one of the knights of the Round Table that wanted to hunt for the Holy Grail, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, though, they fail at that challenge, which is the first clue to get the first key. But then our main protagonist decides, you know, I enjoy going into the library of Holloway's memories and everything. And he goes in there and he finds the clue that was right in his face, all the time in his nose. Basically. Also, he likes to buy a lot. The main protagonist, I mean. Seriously, he bought a cube, he bought the holy hand grenade, he bought an outfit. He even bought so much that he spended, I need to mind you this, he spended the coins for his car's fuel, for a hairstyle. For a hairstyle, that's genius. Not exactly, but I cannot blame him. I also am a bit like him. I'm like a type of girl or type of guy that basically switches outfits. And actually my other co-pilot said, stop switching outfits in a game when you need your outfits to use yourself to fight in a game, damn it. Stop that. Anyway, hope you enjoy. I will talk a bit lower. Someone is sleeping inside of the house anyway. Anyway though. Perfect. One more. Anyway, he goes into the race, he lost, and then he got to the library thing of Highway, or Happy...
Short Holloway's Museum.
Holloway. Yeah, Happy Holidays Museum, yes. And we have the cool butler, which I should call Mr. Silver. We should call him Mr. Silver, he didn't have a name. We should call him... Mr. Silver /
Butler?
Yes, / Butler. Mr. Silver / Butler. Anyway, he shows him the records again, the movie. They have footage, record, recording audio, photos, 3D-dimensional photos. They have everything. It's in the future, of course, so it makes sense. So, in one of the recordings, they go to Holloway's. They basically explain, his childhood with the games. And it's a lot of games. It's even games that the Angry Video Game Nerd has played. Pretty cool. And everyone in that evil company that we will name... What was that company again? 101? IOI. Yeah, basically a Fallout 4 reference, I think it was. 101? No, a Fallout 3 reference. Anyway, the evil / kinda look-alike EA company. They want to take over, so... Or they have the power of the game. But they want to still keep the ownership of the game. When the tournament was released, as I said before, or... When the tournament was released by the dead, or the creator, their ownership is threatened, of course. Sorry, my throat. Their ownership is threatened. They basically cannot own the company if someone else wins the egg. Or wins the prize, I suppose. And we also see the life of everyone in the Oasis in the beginning of the story as well. I forgot to mention that. Some highlights. Abusive bastard, which is abusive boyfriend to our main protagonist aunt. Looks like the guy from his avatar. Looked like from, what was it? The Doom Marines. The Doom Marines from
Warhammer?
Yeah, Warhammer. Perfect. Thank you for that one, co-pilot. Thank you. He looks like the ones from Warhammer, and he spent all the cash. I just need to mind you this one. He spent all the cash on their home to fucking upgrades. Rule number 1 when you play a game. Oh, the funny thing is, in this game, when you die once, you lose everything. Genius. It's a cool concept, but I'm serious. Not even Dark Souls is so dark. And that's Dark Souls. They maybe have some Dark Souls references. Anyway, we have also our main protagonist friends, which are two people from Japan. Pretty cool.
Su
Sue
and Daito.
and Daito. Pretty cool characters. I like them. They're really cool, actually. Anyway, he discovers a secret. If we go back to the story again. Sidetrack, sorry. I sidetracked, but... Also, I forgot to mention one thing. One of the other people that lives in the trailer houses, the son is like, Mommy! Mommy! The kitchen is burning! And she's like, damn you, son, who cares? And I'm like, are you serious with me, lady? Your kitchen is burning. Get the hell out of the game. When the kitchen was burning, then I'm like, screw this. Then it's dangerous. The child was like 10. Anyway, though. Yeah, sorry for saying small plots, but they were interesting bits for me. Anyway, though. He discovers a secret in the... Oh? That's it. He discovers a secret in the flashbacks. Where Hemingway says, in one of the flashbacks in the meetings, where before they had the game, or where before Hemingway split up with one of his friends or colleagues, he said, we need to have rules, and the other one wants, I want to make a world with dreams. Also, P.S. They also had Minecraft in this. Pretty cool. Kinda cool as well. Hopefully they make a sequel. I hope they make a sequel of this movie. Pretty good. In some aspects. If you don't like CGI, I just need to mention this. If you don't like CGI at all, this is not your movie. Alright? This is not your movie if you don't like CGI. I'm just saying. Good. Anyway, though, he discovers the secret. Damn it, I forgot to mention it for half an hour. Anyway, he discovered a secret that Hemingway said we need to go back, and he discovers how to win the race. And he goes behind the starting line, behind a wall, and finds basically a back door under the game's codes. He wins the race, he gets the first key, the first red key, and the corporation talks, who is this new boy? What was this avatar's name again?
Percival?
Percival. Who is the new boy's Percival? Who is the new boy that got the first key, Percival? And actually, one of the corporation people said actually something smart. If he has the first key, we're pretty screwed, isn't it? And the other guy's like, no! We have the power! We have the control over everything! And he's like, no problem, we can get the keys, we can get the egg. The important thing is to get the egg, to get the ownership of the game again. But the other guy's like, the key, damn it! The key! The key, bastard! And I'm like, yes, you're smart, man. The other guy is stupid, in one way. Though, to be fair, to give critic, I will give good apologies, or not... good positivity for the villain, because to be fair, I like General Krennic from Rogue One. He's cool, but in this he's kinda he's good. He's actually better than the book, but I didn't read the book. But he's actually better than the villain in the book. And also, I like that the game. I like that the movie. Good props, by the way, Steven Spielberg. I like that they combined modern games with every other game before it. It makes more real in one aspect. Though he discovers the secret, he gets the key, and he mentions it to his best friend, the key. He mentions it to the best friend, and his type of sort of girlfriend in the story, Artemis, gets the second part of the key first. And then his friend, and then the other guy. Because his other friend couldn't keep his mouth shut. But of course there are 5. Yeah, they're called the 5... what are they called again? They're called the High Fives Hunters. The Egg Hunters. The High Fives Egg Hunters, basically. So, he tells to his other friend, which is 2 seconds, guys. Which is the other guys from the 2 other samurai guys, basically. P.S. The other guy looked like Lizard from... Which one was that game? Mortal Kombat. The other guy looked like Mortal Kombat. The other guy looked like a pretty cool samurai guy from For Honor or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I like their bowing and their, samurai tradition. It looks cool. Mm. And I enjoy it. I watched a lot of animes. And I've actually heard about a lot of Japanese samurai history by history channels and such. Anyway, though, they get the key, all of them, and the corporation is pretty pissed. So, what they do later is to discover another clue. So they go back to the same place again, but this time with Artemis. Also, Artemis' bike is Akira's bike. Mm-hmm. She did some pretty cool moves in the race, but her bike got destroyed by the gorilla with the hand like this.
There is another bad guy.
Oh, I forgot to mention him.
School guy.
Oh, I forgot to mention him. The cool guy. Or the fourth wall opening person.
His name is Iroh.
Iroh. The guy that cannot be killed by normal means. Which is he is basically like a type of... what should we say? Demon / magician / He's basically like... It's one guy from Overwatch that I think of right now. If I could put the name on that. But he's basically like one of the guys from Overwatch. The guy that can go around and do mist things, which I don't remember the name right now. I'm sorry if I don't remember the name. Anyway, he is very cool, but he hates 3 things. He hates steampunk, he hates a type of food, and pirates. And he works with the bad guy. He works with the bad guy. And the bad guy's avatar looks like a big muscled Superman. An evil big muscled corporation, Superman. Pretty cool anyway, but pretty cool. Actually pretty cool, actually. I really like the store where basically our main protagonist bought his stuff. He actually bought the virtual cool suit instead of having his regular only Oculus Rift with some other stuff. And when he bought it, the funny thing is, he actually bought it with real money from the game, so then it came inside of a shipping mailbox to his home. Awesome. But this is a problem. This is what technically EA wants. They want to... I forgot to mention. The evil corporation in this movie is basically like EA 2.3 million. They want to put ads everywhere on your player screen where you fight, so you will be nauseating until you die, or you get seizures, or you vomit, or stop playing the game entirely, which is more socially better productive, and actually is a message that's gonna come up later in one of my other reviews of this movie. But he figures out another clue, and that clue is that Hemingway had a love interest. Halliway, yeah. The creator had a love interest. Halliway had a love interest. They went on a date, but he didn't do number 1, which is kissing. But he instead think, we can go on a date, but we can watch a movie. He's not The thing is, he didn't kind of win the first base, we could say. Which is the kissing base. But at least he enjoyed a movie with her. That's at least something. And unfortunately, this woman died. And she is his best friend's wife. Before she became a wife, of course. That would be awkward otherwise. Anyway, though, this was before the game actually launched in the flashbacks. Or recording / 3D flashbacks. And then our main protagonist gets invited to Artemis to a date. Also, another funny tidbit, our main protagonist's other best friend, or main protagonist H. He's pretty cool. He's like a half cyborg that can split. That's basically like a elastic robot with type of joints or something. And he was on Doom World when he was beginning in the introduction in the movie. He was like, find H. Doom World located. The world of most dangerous shit ever to be in a player. To be fair, I would rather climb Mount Everest with Batman, or Minecraft, or Lego, or anything else than Doom World. Though to be fair, I am good at first-person shooting in some parts, but I'm serious. Our main protagonist's friend, H, he basically uses any weapon in the battlefield. I'm not even kidding. He kills Freddy Krueger. He kills anything in his path. And when you die, you don't come out blood. This is positive. Positive. It doesn't come out blood. It only comes out coins and other goodies that you have collected for so many years. Actually, I forgot to mention, some people have collected so many things that it's like 5 or 6 or 9 or 20 decades of collecting things for them. And when you lose, you basically come back with your character, but you lose everything that you've done. Great! That's gonna stick when we have that game on horizon. On our horizons, or on our shelves. You know, it's fun that it could be really challenging, but I'm just like, I hate to lose progress. That's a nightmare. Just saying, that's a nightmare. Anyway, though, he does some cool action scenes. It looks like World War I or World War II battlefield. He shoots with everything. I think a Star Wars gun. I'm not sure. Though sadly, we don't see any Star Wars characters. They could have mentioned them. Womp womp womp. Anyway, though, I forgot to mention the last bit. Our main protagonist is now, in my episode of this video recording, is gonna be invited to a date with Artemis. And he wanted to high-five the robot. Or he wanted to high-five the silver butler. But he didn't want to have nothing of that. Also, they figured out that the only time when... yeah, I know this video is long. But they figured out that the only time where Hanaway, or the main the creator of the game, spoke about his type of girlfriend / his friend's wife was only in that recording. So he got a coin. Yeah, that's something. So he's gonna go out on a date, and I'm actually watching the movie, I think. But I watched the movie, so I watch it again so I can get a bit more refreshed, so to speak. Anyway, we'll see you next time. Bye bye, Auf Wiedersehen.